I bought my first Tercel. Well, actually my parents bought it for me. I was out of town and they said we found one for 400 bucks and I said buy it. My mom said, well, it's in really rough condition. I said, I don't care, it's $400, so buy it. And yeah, and I realized how good of a car it was for the price that it was, and that's why I bought more. They were so cheap and so reliable and fun to drive. I could have 3 of them and not spend over $1,000, and that's what I liked, because I was broke. Part of me likes the fact that I'm driving a car that's over 26 years old, which is a fair bit older than I am. They're not that old, but they still get looks on the road. People don't know what they are, even though they're not really that old. I would say stock, they're not very fun to drive. They're kind of an old lady car. Most of the ones I bought are from old ladies. The silver one, I was a 3rd owner. Young guy had it before me. Didn't have any room for his kids, so he sold it, but he was the 2nd owner and I'm the 3rd. Only 100,000 kilometers when I got it. So it was babied. After I bought Tercels, I started looking up videos and stuff. Of course, there's not much, but they had the original commercials for the cars. I think they were advertising 25 cents a day maintenance for the cars, and that was their big thing, cheap maintenance, and I found that to be true in all of them. I've got some friends with pretty nice cars. Most of them put a lot of money into them and get a nice driving car. I wanted to try and do it, get the same experience, putting a lot less money in, and that's why I decided to lower and stiffen up the suspension of one car. And I also have friends who have trucks and 4x4s, and I didn't want the hassle of having to drive a truck every day, so I made an off-road Tercel. And I have one parts car, which I don't use, because they don't break. The cars have Toyota 3E carbureted variable Venturi carburetor. It's supposed to be fancy, I don't know, it's not that great. It's supposed to give good mileage, which it does. It was the last year Toyota made the Tercel in the square body style. After that, they went to a rounded body style. They don't have any specs, they just have little motors. The simple setup for the suspension, basically only 3 moving parts. Very well built, overbuilt I would say for what the size of the car is. So they can take a lot of abuse, and I've put them through their paces. It's usually not the suspension that gives out, or it's something I did wrong that has caused previous cars to fail. The off-road one's taken a lot of abuse, jumping, drifting into things. Torn off a bumper. I don't need to list all the damages I've done to them. I drive a big work van every day, and when I get my little Tercels, it's like I'm in a race car, so they get driven pretty aggressively. And I also drift them around corners and stuff. The silver car is lowered on tine springs with a white line sway bar from a Starlet. I got a full engine rebuild when I first got it because it had been sitting too long. Not much stuff I haven't changed under the hood. Everything's pretty much new, and everything in the suspension's new. Yeah, that's about it. Feels like more when I do it, but the off-road one has 3.5-inch custom-made spacers, just a suspension lift, and it's got some 26-inch ATV tires that I swap off when I'm on trails or muddy spots or wherever that I can't use on the road. And a light bar. The gnome I got at a White Elephant gift exchange, and some little punk knocked its head off. Used to be a bobblehead, now it's the headless rider. Goes with me everywhere. Keeps me company. The way that I've changed these cars has really made it easier to, on one hand, to access hiking trailheads and views and mountains that I've never been able to see before. Or I'm able to go down a windy country road safely at high speeds. And I wanted to show people what old cars were capable of on either end of the driving spectrum. And I think I did that.